When wiring an addition containing an indoor pool and a full kitchen, it's crucial to adhere to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and all local building codes. Your electrical installations must align with industry standards and best practices, with a strong emphasis on proper grounding and bonding for all electrical components. Let's break down the specific wiring considerations for both the pool area and the kitchen. Firstly, regarding electrical equipment in the pool area, confirm that all equipment such as pumps, filters, and lights are specifically rated for wet or damp locations. Secondly, for any underground wiring leading to the pool equipment, use direct burial cable. Thirdly, bonding is essential. Bond all metal components associated with the pool. This includes the pool walls, decking, ladders, and any other metal equipment. Fourthly, GFCI protection is critical. Provide GFCI protection for all outlets and lighting fixtures located within 6 feet of the pool's edge. Now let's focus on the kitchen wiring. Firstly, all kitchen appliances and equipment must be properly rated and installed according to the specific manufacturer's instructions. Secondly, bond all metal components of the kitchen appliances. This includes gas lines, water pipes, and sinks. Thirdly, GFCI protection is crucial in the kitchen as well. Provide GFCI protection for all outlets and lighting fixtures within 6 feet of the sink and any other water source. Beyond these specific area requirements, there are additional considerations to keep in mind. Firstly, ensure adequate ventilation in the addition. This is important to prevent moisture buildup and potential electrical hazards. Secondly, provide sufficient lighting for both the pool area and the kitchen, taking into account potential for moisture and condensation. Thirdly, it's advisable to install a dedicated electrical panel for the addition. This provides sufficient capacity and isolation for both the pool and kitchen circuits. Coordination with other trades is vital. Work closely with the plumbing contractor to ensure proper coordination between plumbing and electrical systems, particularly when it comes to bonding and grounding. Prior to commencing any work, schedule a meeting with your local authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, to discuss the specific requirements and any potential issues or concerns they may have. Bring all relevant drawings, specifications, and calculations to the meeting and be prepared to answer any questions or provide clarifications regarding the electrical design and installation. Now let's elaborate on some of these key considerations, providing more detail to ensure a safe and compliant installation. Firstly, grounding and bonding are paramount in areas with water. Grounding provides a path for fault current to return to the source, tripping the circuit breaker or fuse and preventing electrical shock. Bonding, on the other hand, connects all metal parts together to create an equipotential plane, minimizing voltage differences and reducing the risk of shock. Ensure that the grounding and bonding systems are properly sized and installed according to NEC Article 250. This includes grounding the electrical panel to a suitable grounding electrode system, such as a ground rod, ground plate, or the metal frame of the building. Secondly, GFCI protection is a critical safety measure in wet locations. A GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, is a device that detects even small amounts of leakage current to ground and quickly interrupts the circuit, preventing electrical shock. NEC Section 680.22 requires GFCI protection for all 120 volts through 240 volts receptacles within 6 feet of the inside wall of the pool. This requirement extends to lighting fixtures and other electrical equipment in the pool area. In the kitchen, GFCI protection is required for all receptacles serving countertop surfaces, as well as receptacles within 6 feet of a sink. Thirdly, when selecting electrical equipment for the pool area, ensure that it is specifically designed and rated for wet or damp locations. This includes pool pumps, filters, heaters, and lighting fixtures. Look for equipment that is listed by a recognized testing laboratory such as Underwriters Laboratories or UL and bears the UL label indicating its suitability for wet locations. Pay close attention to the ingress protection or IP rating of the equipment. The IP rating indicates the degree of protection against the ingress of solid objects and water. For example, an I65 rating indicates that the equipment is protected against dust and water jets. Fourthly, underground wiring to pool equipment requires special attention. Use direct burial cable that is specifically listed for underground use. This type of cable is designed to withstand the harsh conditions of direct burial, including moisture, soil acidity, and physical damage. Bury the cable at the minimum depth required by the NEC, typically 18 inches. Protect the cable from physical damage by running it through conduit where it emerges from the ground or passes under walkways or driveways. Fifthly, bonding of metal components in the pool area is crucial for creating an equipotential plane and minimizing the risk of shock. Bond all metal parts of the pool structure, including the reinforcing steel in the pool walls, the metal decking around the pool, and any metal ladders or handrails. Use solid copper bonding conductors of the appropriate size, as specified in NEC Table 250.122. Connect the bonding conductors to a common bonding grid, which is then connected to the grounding electrode system. Sixthly, in the kitchen, bonding of metal components is also important. Bond all metal water pipes, gas pipes, and metal appliance frames to the grounding electrode system. This helps to prevent voltage differences and reduce the risk of shock. Use bonding clamps and conductors that are specifically listed for bonding metal piping systems. Seventhly, ventilation is a critical consideration in indoor pool areas. High humidity levels can lead to condensation, which can damage electrical equipment and create a shock hazard. Ensure that the addition has adequate ventilation to remove moisture and prevent condensation. This may involve installing exhaust fans, dehumidifiers, or a combination of both. Eighthly, lighting in the pool area and kitchen should be carefully planned to provide adequate illumination while minimizing the risk of shock. Use recessed lighting fixtures that are listed for wet locations and have a watertight lens. Install lighting controls, such as dimmer switches, to allow for adjustable lighting levels. Consider using low-voltage lighting systems, which are inherently safer in wet environments. Ninthly, a dedicated electrical panel for the addition provides several benefits. It allows for separate metering of the pool and kitchen circuits, making it easier to track energy consumption. It also provides a convenient location for disconnecting power to the pool equipment for maintenance or repairs. The dedicated panel should have sufficient capacity to accommodate all of the circuits for the pool and kitchen, with room for future expansion. Tenthly, coordination with the plumbing contractor is essential for ensuring that the plumbing and electrical systems are properly integrated. The plumbing contractor should be aware of the electrical requirements for the pool and kitchen, and should coordinate the placement of plumbing fixtures and equipment to avoid conflicts with electrical wiring. The electrical contractor should be aware of the plumbing layout and should ensure that all electrical wiring is installed in accordance with the NEC and local codes. 11thly, the meeting with the AHJ is an opportunity to discuss the specific requirements for the project and to address any potential concerns. Be prepared to provide detailed drawings, specifications, and calculations for the electrical system. The AHJ may have specific requirements for bonding, grounding, GFCI protection, or other aspects of the electrical installation. It is important to address these requirements before starting work to avoid costly rework later on. 12thly, when selecting wiring methods for the pool and kitchen areas, consider the environment and the potential for exposure to moisture. Use wiring methods that are suitable for wet or damp locations, such as rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, or liquid-tight flexible metal conduit. Avoid using non-metallic sheath cable or NM cable in wet or damp locations, as it is not designed to withstand moisture. 13thly, when installing electrical equipment near the pool, maintain the minimum clearances required by the NEC. NEC Section 680.10 specifies the minimum clearances for electrical equipment from the inside walls of the pool. These clearances are intended to prevent accidental contact with electrical equipment while in or near the pool. 14thly, when installing lighting fixtures near the pool, ensure that they are properly grounded and bonded. Use grounding conductors of the appropriate size, as specified in NEC Table 250.122. Connect the grounding conductors to the equipment grounding bus in the electrical panel. 15thly, when installing receptacles near the pool, use weatherproof covers that are listed for wet locations. These covers protect the receptacles from moisture and prevent corrosion. 16thly, when installing switches near the pool, use switches that are rated for wet locations. These switches are designed to withstand moisture and prevent electrical shock. 17thly, when installing electrical equipment in the kitchen, follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and wiring. Ensure that all equipment is properly grounded and bonded. 18thly, when installing receptacles in the kitchen, use tamper-resistant receptacles, or TR receptacles, in areas where children are likely to be present. TR receptacles have internal shutters that prevent children from inserting objects into the receptacle slots. 19thly, when installing lighting fixtures in the kitchen, use energy-efficient lighting technologies, such as LED lighting. LED lighting is more energy efficient than incandescent or fluorescent lighting, and it has a longer lifespan. 20thly, when installing electrical wiring in the kitchen, follow the NEC requirements for spacing and support. Securely fasten the wiring to the building structure using cable ties, straps, or other approved methods. 21stly, when making electrical connections, use properly sized connectors and terminals. Ensure that the connections are tight and secure to prevent overheating and electrical faults. 22ndly, when working with electrical wiring, always de-energize the circuit before making any connections or repairs. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before proceeding. 23rdly, when installing a new electrical panel, ensure that it is properly sized to accommodate the load requirements of the pool and kitchen. Calculate the total load of all the circuits that will be connected to the panel and select a panel with a capacity that is sufficient to handle the load. 24thly, when installing circuit breakers in the electrical panel, use circuit breakers that are specifically listed for use in the panel. Do not mix and match circuit breakers from different manufacturers. 25thly, when labeling the circuit breakers in the electrical panel, use clear and concise labels that accurately identify the circuits that they protect. This will make it easier to troubleshoot electrical problems in the future. 26thly, after completing the electrical installation, thoroughly test all of the circuits to ensure that they are working properly. Use a circuit tester to verify that the wiring is correct and that the GFCI protection is functioning properly. 27thly, document all of the electrical work that you have performed, including the location of all wiring, equipment, and devices. This documentation will be helpful for future maintenance and repairs. 28thly, provide the homeowner with a copy of the electrical drawings and specifications, as well as instructions for operating and maintaining the electrical system. 29thly, obtain all necessary permits and inspections for the electrical work. This will ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and regulations. 30thly, consider hiring a qualified electrical inspector to review the electrical installation and ensure that it is safe and compliant. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that the electrical installation for the indoor pool and kitchen addition is safe, compliant, and reliable. Remember to always prioritize safety and to consult with qualified professionals when needed.